Hello, I'm Chylli from Channel Chylli, also known as Chai, and we are back with more depersonalization. Last time we left off, we got to the island somehow. Hopefully we'll learn more about that this time as we continue on where we left off. There we go, we load in here. Gonna head to the swamp now. So hold tight to the bald branch in your hand while measuring the bottom with this improvised walking stick. Every step made further into the treacherous mire is a gamble with your life on the line. Question: why do fairy tale witches and wizards love to build their huts inside a swamp? If anything you say can be of a speck of help, I won't mind talking to a clown in my mind, even if that makes me look like an idiot. If that's another stupid fairy tale you want to keep a diaper-clad baby quiet, no can do. We're halfway through the swamp, and if those childish claptraps have taught us anything, it's the very truths and surprises that hidden underneath the disgusting goo. Take a guess, what will we run into? Deep into the heart of the mire, you can see the sunken footprints trailing around the muddy ground, left by someone else in the team, but also monstrous figures. Whoever this unfortunate teammate of yours is, they seem to have unexpected company. You try to find something useful here. You managed to find something useful, but at the expense of precious time. Just as you're about to give up hope of wading through the endless patches of bog, a dancing flame grabs your attention. It's Helene. She's sitting next to the fire she just set up and is patching your arm with bandages. Helene, are you alright? Who are you? You're at a loss for Helene's uncanny shift in her manner and tone. The last time you were with her, she was still a silent girl, taking care of her companions in the team. And she's completely different? It's me, your ally in the investigation team. We came here for the accident at the gray matter site, don't you remember? Or perhaps you're not the Helene I know? You retell the story Helene told you as well as what happened to Havrick, her fiancé. A drastic shift flashes across her expression. Very well, you've earned Helene's trust to hear all the stories from her. If she has placed hers in you, I might as well. Standing before you is her very fiancé, Havrick. Hey, is this how you introduce your friend to a stranger? But not introducing me at all? We ghosts have the right to expand our social connection. It's really beyond me that she's gone out of her way this far, even after all my admonitors. admonitions. Anyway, it's not the time for it. What do you want from me? Ever since I uncovered the secret of the black blood, I strive to develop a corresponding cure. I petitioned the Black Field to increase financial backing and workforce aid research and development. However, they didn't oblige. Instead, they sent assassins. When I was dying, I ingested the black blood potion I had developed and simultaneously administered the experimental antidote, untested in clinical trials, into my system. The potion resurrected me, and the antidote prevented me from becoming one of those deranged ones, but at last I ended up here. I've once driven a poor soul who worked here to his madness just to send Helene a letter to tell her to get away from all this. But I see it didn't turn out as planned. Indeed, this place is the source of the black blood, and I am so eldritch that we failed in our every attempt to locate it on the earth we know. The way I put it, the residents here long to leave the damned place, but have been unable to do so due to the curse upon them. A curse that turns them into monsters like you've encountered before once they reach a certain age or set their foot outside the Isle. Those afflicted with the curse also bear the ill-born boons with them. Their bodies are immune to every virus and disease known to humans, with their lifespan now expanded beyond their sanity can endure. The rapid deterioration of their mental and physical health, however, is the only evidence we need to reach the conclusion that our beings have never been the ideal host for such parasitic blood. The contagiousness of this abomination only makes it a worse nightmare, as everyone having come into contact with it once has the risk to contract the disease. The fact that our current medical technologies hold not a single chance against this curse only adds to the despair. If it's the exit you're seeking, look for the rift inside the monolith at the heart of the mountain. Be warned that is guarded by residents. Here, take my concoctions. They should prove useful in bringing them down. I plan to bring Helene with me out of this cursed place. But now I entrust this job to you, whom she's deemed trustworthy. Please, see her home safe on behalf of this spirit. Ghost? No, it can't be, for not even the heaven above has no place for this isle. Please, take care of her on my behalf. And one last thing, tell her to live on, for me. He dashed forward to Helene as she collapsed on the ground after finishing her last word. When she opens her eyes again a few moments later, she falls into her usual terror, completely ignorant of what just happened. You try your best to console her while retelling your conversation with Haverick. Just as you think Helene is about to plunge back into the abyss of despair after Alan Westfall's silence, what comes first is that we need to find a way home. That's the spirit, that's my good girl. After all, I can help more people after leaving this place and stop the Black Blood syndrome. Helene rises to her feet. It's time to move on. As you're about to lead the way for her, you see out of the corner of your eyes Helene's searching glances linger on the swamp around her, looking for the traces of someone she holds dear. With her efforts to no avail, unsurprisingly, she wipes her eyes with her... Don't care, I think it's just because the Chinese characters take up so little space that when translated, they're too big to fit on the page, and they just didn't expect that or didn't playtest that, I guess. You and Mamanitu cautiously walk through the jungle, though you're unsure of his destination. I had to take a moment to remember how to pronounce his name. It's been a couple days since I recorded. From his gestures and limited speech, you learn that Manitou is a native to this island, and those creatures seem to be part of his tribe. Despite his hand signals, however, you can't understand why these people turned into monsters or why they attack humans. Under Menanitu's guidance, you arrive at a house. The structure is assembled from 3 or 4 crude containers, and from the window you can confirm it's a laboratory. It sits close to the edge of the jungle with a path leading to the mountains nearby. Scattered lab equipment on the ground and the black field symbol on the containers confirm it's connected to the gray matter site. Arkan's face keeps popping up on various objects, hampering your investigation like an annoying jester. Better to believe in a disabled stranger you've just met than to trust your teammate, huh? Ever wondered if you'll be trapped here forever? Right now, you've lost nothing but gained the pleasure of having me inside your head. You think that's bad? Just wait until you peek inside my noggin for Helene's. Fun times. Does everyone experience illusions? Of course, the purpose of most illusions is to shatter sanity, causing people to unravel at the seams. If I were to take a guess, Helene's illusion is somehow linked to her former patients. In this orchestrated torment, perhaps, used as a tool to instill a deep-seated worship for fear itself. And then what? You'll find out if you're desperate enough to escape. Sounds like you're different from others. You bet. I don't believe in a darn thing. Just chose to go out to hang. Go out with a hang to end the chatter in my head. Oh, by the way, I think I might have forgotten something. Let me ponder that for a moment. Menanitu notices you looking at him and looks back, scratching his head bewildered. Is there a black monolith on this island? Menanitu nods in response. Show me the way. Menanitu shakes his head, pointing at the bloodstains on his spear, then raises 5 fingers and waves them in front of you. You mean it's dangerous there with a lot of monsters? Menanitu nods again. Is there no other way? The world requires salvation and hungers for a valiant knight. Charge bravely toward the windmill, sir. Still on the Don Quixote, I see. Menanitu picks up a photo frame from the ground, wipes off the dirt, and hands it to you. The frame contains a group photo of lab-coated researchers in front of the lab. Menanitu points at one of the researchers in the photo. friend. Are you saying he's your friend? Mananitu nods and hands you a piece of note from his pocket. The note reads, I am Monto, administrator at the Great Matter site on this island. To the one who reads this note, if you seek to escape the island, trust in Mananitu and me, who wrote this message. Mananitu will guide you to our hiding place. Mananitu points the note, then to you. Friend? You've helped me, so of course we're friends now. Congratulations, my dear consultant, a precious friendship forged an adversary. Mananitu excitedly waves his spear upon hearing that. Let's get moving. Hopefully we can find some more lively teammates on the way. I mean, those who are still moving, yeah. Mananitu, don't you see any illusions? Mananitu looks at you, seemingly confused about what the word illusion means. It's something only you can see and others can't see or hear it. Mananitu thinks about it, then shakes his head. The lab door stands ajar. As you enter, the black wood stains on the floor come into your sight. The room is filled with various lab equipment, while the innermost chamber serves as a makeshift dormitory. From my hammocks and sleeping bags, you estimate that around a dozen researchers once lived here. From the whiteboard, you gather that this lab has been in operation for quite some time. The records on the whiteboard indicate that there has been 3 rotations of personnel, each with fixed numbers and periods, and every document bears. Nyla must know a lot. Is there really no way for me to read that? According to the lab report, the research project here focuses on the impact of local plant samples on the human body. Comparisons show that drugs made from the island's plants are far more effective than those from the Grey Matter site. This suggests that the monolith is most likely a portal connecting the island and the Grey Matter site. Yeah, that's about what I theorized. It's probably the reason why the island's plants would appear and grow at the site. After sifting through all the lab reports, you discover a work journal beneath a heap of paper signed by Monto. You find a cabinet labeled Monto. Inside you discover a notebook and an old newspaper. And the newspaper from 19XX reporting the country's comprehensive victory in the war of that year and the imminent surrender of the defeated nation. The newspaper glorifies the war's significance to the nation, claiming that the victory embodies justice, sending ripples of awe through the world. As you open the notebook and skim through it, you realize it's Monto's memoirs, which is an unfinished manuscript. In 19XX, Monto enlisted and participated in the war, eventually returning home as a victorious soldier. However, Monto expressed strong resistance and denial toward the war itself. On the first page of the memoir, he wrote, "We were welcomed by the people when we returned, but I felt no joy at all. Heroes? Us? 9 out of 10 never made it back. Why was I the one who got spared, and for what purpose should I carry on? I do not think there is a war that is just, nor is there a justice after war." We never won, we merely stopped when enough benefits were gained. As you read Monta's manuscript, a piece of metal slips out from the notebook. Eventually, you find the fallen metal. Upon picking it up, you realize it's a rust-covered metal. The front of the metal bears the inscription Battle Hero, suggesting that it was awarded to soldiers who had demonstrated exceptional bravery during past conflicts. On the reverse of the medal, beneath the pen, an inscription reads, "This honor." Among the machine-engraved small print, the word honor has been furiously scratched out. Nearest place, the word shame is scrawled in handwriting, and the name of the medal's recipient has been forcefully crossed out, making it difficult to discern. You try to find something useful here. We've made no progress in pinpointing the island's location, and regardless of the frequency we use, there's no response from HQ or gray matter. Perhaps as an initial conclusion, it can be surmised that this may not be the Earth at all. The Sagednists, named by Administrator Neela, are quick learners. Their teeth grasp our language in an astonishingly short time. Surely Nyla's frequent visits have contributed to that, but now a question gnaws at me. Does she interact too much with the islanders? After all, every visit here means new consumption of volunteers. I'd rather stay here until, Mananitu is the first tribesman I've encountered who doesn't exhibit hostility toward humans. He seems to share my distaste for life and everything on this island, but what puzzles me most though is why he, as the chief's son, was ostracized by the entire group. Whatever the reason is, I want to help him escape from this island once I handle the situation here. Still can't do the thing on the beach yet. As you tread through the path leading to the mountaintop, Mananitu, without a warning, turns back to throw you onto the ground. Before you realize the situation, a few spears are launched into the ground where you just stood. Several monsters appear in front of you. Before them stands a native, garbed similarly to Mananitu, seemingly leading these creatures. The man has a stalwart build of Mananitu's, except his is an intact one. He glares at his helpless kin, pouring out his anger in unintelligible words. Sharing a few similar syllables with the modern language you're familiar with, they sound archaic beyond recognition. The man can no longer contain his rage as his voice becomes more hysterical and hoarse. While agitation begins to seize the monsters at his back, ready to lunge at you at any moment. Your sincerity has persuaded the tribesmen that you came here for a formal talk on some major issues. With a despising look in his eyes, he mumbles something incomprehensible at you with his spear still in his hand standing. Your lie works, or at least it seems so. He points out to you with the heart in the mountains, spitting out a few syllables. You find multiple traps in the vicinity, one even pinching a dead monster within its metal jaws. Looks like our friends in the investigation team should be near. Harkins yawns. I'm not in the mood for a reunion, though. Why don't you go see them on your own? As you lower your body to examine the monster's corpse, Minanetu, without a sign, pushes you to the ground and shields you with his body. Rapid gunfire pierces through the silent night as your face kisses the earth before the bullets bore into the body before you. A hush drenches the passage. You struggle to get to your feet. A hunter has his eyes on the game. As you rack up your brain for a solution, something drops not too far from your position, making a click-clack. A grenade is bouncing on the rugged ground to you as you look ahead. You cry at Minanetu and urge him to take cover at once. The two of you instantly spring in opposite directions. Following a deafening explosion, you stand back onto your feet in the pit and see Minanetu's surreptitious head poking from the ground at the other side. Your eyes lock onto a boulder about 300 meters away on the hillside, the only refuge the attacker can be hiding behind, given that there's no other. You give Minanetu a gesture before the two of you plan to rush toward the hillside. The gunfire returns, sending the dirt flying in your vision. Before your eyes can catch him, Minanetu shields you from behind him. It's only after his muffled groan that you realize he got a bullet in his shoulder. In the face of a barrage of indiscriminate gunfire, you choose to rush. You decide to close in with a sprint toward the boulder, which is now only more than 20 yards from you. But at the same time, the rifle behind that rock is locked onto you. You almost stumble as the rapid shots send dust flying at your feet. Though Minanetu tries to protect you from the bullet, you are still injured. As you maneuver around the boulder, you find that the one who has attacked you is none other than your Captain Bird. His expression is inscrutable as he regards you, a mask of neutrality that betrays no hint of surprise at the unexpected reunion with his teammate. Then he shouts for the broken comms device. It's you, this is Captain Bird. We're out of ammo, requesting fire support. I repeat, we suffered severe casualties. Please send support immediately. Bird, holding to his position fast, seems to be giving his imaginary comrades a speech. You see the spark of war flickering in his fanatic eyes. His powerful voice is something you've never heard until now as he mobilizes his fantastic soldiers. Bird raises his weapon at you the moment you step into his sight, showing no signs of recognition. Civilian, you've entered the war zone. Evacuate at once. You make an earnest attempt to convince Bird of your true identity, but he remains steadfast in his belief that he's trapped on the battlefield from his past. You never heard of putting yourself in others' shoes, did you? You need to emerge into his vision, not pull him back from it. Captain, I'm the leader of an investigation team, and I now request your help in the mission. What investigation team? Sorry, but I can't desert my position until there's further commands. You got a tough fight ahead, I know, but I can't leave my brothers like this. He slams the inner side of the shield he's holding into your shoulder. Use this. We'll be home together, trust me. Having handed you the equipment, Bird dashes off to resume his recon work about the position. He no longer answers your call. We all need a haven to hide from reality sometimes. Let him be inside his dream. The commander sent me here to see you, Captain Bird. Mikhail Kozlov. Now, do you have anything to report? Of course, sir, but do you have anything to identify yourself? You pass him Monto's medal. Absolutely, here's my tag. My thanks, sir. Our mission from the commander is to guard this place until our main force's retreat completes. You've done a good job, Burren. You've completed your mission beautifully. I'm here to deliver the good news. The war is over. Now assemble your soldiers, Captain. I want to see them home. First, I sparkle with ecstasy upon hearing the command. Holding his weapon high above his head with both hands, he gives out his last order at the illusory comrades he'll never see again. Boys, our duty is complete. The war is over. Now, we go home. Okay, let's check the beast again now. No, still don't have that option unlocked yet. As the mountaintop draws even closer, an unfathomable dread inexorably seizes you. Violently does your heart thump, each beat reverberating through your very being, engendering tremors that course through your entire body. From the distant recesses of the mountains, a beckoning gradually pervades, demanding your allegiance, commanding your obedience. Ere your mind could fully grasp with the eldritch horror, you find yourself atop the precipice. Were it not for Mananitu, you would have stepped into the pit. Before your eyes lies the colossal pit, embraced by the encircling crags. The pit seems like a gateway to the netherworld, yet what unsettles you even more is what lies at its core. There you behold the queer black monolith standing resolute. All of a sudden, Harkins manifests his entire form. You see him standing on the edge of the mountaintop, gazing out over the ominous quiet ways in the distance. Harkins? I just realized I forgot something. My dear consultant, imagine if Don Quixote faced a real monster instead of the windmill. Think he'd stand a chance? Honestly, I don't know for sure. But at least at that very moment, he believed he could, or maybe he just could. That sounds more like you're comforting yourself, he says pretentiously. I'm telling you, if I try hard enough, I'll bust out of here and save myself. You don't want to entertain his insanity, so you turn to leave. Almost forgot it again. Huggins points towards the beach and says to you, if you're interested, there's a freaking spear over there. Might do you good someday. After all, who knows when that windmill monster is gonna pop up again. Oh shit, let's go get Don Quixote's spear. You reach the beach, clamber onto the surrounding boulders, and there lies Harkins, still in the same position, unchanged. But to your surprise, Harkins' eyes are shut tight and the airy smile he wore seems to have vanished. As if on cue, his eyes snap open, fixing an intense gaze upon you. You observe Harkins' face cycling through a range of expressions, although his body remains completely still. I thought I might be able to stand up again. Harkins, you didn't call me here solely for your sick humor, did you? Isn't that funny? If only my limbs could bear me upright, a video of this scene could be a hit on the internet. I never thought I'd spend so much time actually believing your words. Oh, don't say that, investigator. Here, I have a reward for the remarkable experiment you've just completed. However, what is it this time? Simple. Cut my belly open. My stomach, to be exact. Remember that piece of chocolate I ate? It had a surprise inside. You know, the kind of chocolates with toys in them? What, didn't you have a childhood or something? Get to it, now! I've always been curious about what surgery feels like without anesthesia. Oh, I forgot. I'm technically dead. What exactly happened to you before you met your end? It depends. Are you asking the phantom in your head, or are you referring to the ghost of Harkins? It seems like someone is finally not. You're starting to believe things you'd rather not, aren't you? As an investigator, I think this is the closest answer to the truth. Well, I saw my deadbeat dad, a backstage theater worker. A perpetual alcoholic who never stopped believing he had a shot at something better. And a drunkard who would force his son to recite lines. But when I grew up and saw him again, I found the old man more endearing than before. Harkins fell silent after giving you the answer. You hadn't expected him to treat your question seriously. Perhaps this is because you're inching closer to the truth. You slice open Harkins' shirt, let out a small breath, and brace yourself to make the first cut. Oh, so that's what my gut looks like. Pretty healthy, wouldn't you say? Could you check my lungs as well? I've always suspected signs of cancer there. Ouch, that's my gallbladder. It stinks, right? Why not squeeze in an appendix surgery while you're at it? After all, you don't seem to have better things to do. Just where do you get off thinking I've nothing but much to do? While dissecting Harkins, you hear his incessant chatter in your ear. You feel restless. Finally, you manage to remove Harkins' stomach. Hey, watch it! You won't treat your own like that, would you? You extract a small card from his stomach. This is what you talked about? This is Dorothy's digital card that I secured from the control area. It doesn't merely ensure a backup of the site's AI, there's a master key coming with it. A powerful instrument capable of breaching any digital lock. But will it be our ticket out of here? Not sure what you can do with the card, you still put it in your chest pocket. In a riddle that's been resolved too easily, still hold any fun? Oh, and while we're on the subject, would you mind stitching me up? I must confess, it feels rather strange like this. Alright, so what can I unlock with this key card we got here? Maybe something in the lab here? Your gaze turns toward the pit, and you notice the interconnected caves etched into the rocky walls. Closer scrutiny reveals the grandeur of this circular labyrinth, a spiraling cascade of caves, an eternal vortex leading ever downward. Oh no, the spiral! Uzumaki, oh no! Did you live there, Menonitu? Menonitu nods. Nyla was there too. You turn around, to your surprise, so Krill is standing right in front of you. Cold, remote, inscrutable, he remains unchanged, just as when you first met him. How are you holding up? Have you been affected by... You mean hallucinations or something? Had a few, but that's not the main issue here. Aren't you concerned about it? I'm sure I can handle myself and complete the task at hand. Plus, I found Harkins near the beach. He bled out. My diamond watch, I had a hunch that Dom would help himself with it. Upon hearing this, Helene lowered her head in response. If we manage to discover an escape route, could we possibly bring him back as well? Ah, such a compassionate lady. The demise of a soldier shall forever be etched into our memories. It serves as a poignant reminder of the living about the true essence of life. You finally get your mind back, bro? It's also essential to us to secure our final victory. I just witnessed a group of natives taking Officer Nyla into the pit. Our mission is to rescue her. She's the only one who knows how to navigate off this island. We must venture underground without delay. Whilst in thought about your next course of action, you rarely notice as Menonitu reaches into his pocket to pull out a note. He points at you and then himself seeking your attention. Friend, Monto, say friend. You notice O'Quill giving Menonitu a look of distrust. I suggest you leave this native behind and prioritize the main task. Menonitu saved me. It's none of my business. Mr. O'Quill, I'm the consultant here to investigate the cause of this incident. I'm doing things my way, and if you don't agree, feel free to do them your way. I'll help you rescue Nyla. But Menonitu saved me, and he'll help us get out of here. I don't trust him. Well, I do. Hope you won't regret this. After saying this, O'Quill leaves in silence, heading toward the pit. I guess you feel the same way as me now, huh? None of us like this dumbass. Damn it, I don't like that there's a missing option here. A hole on top allows sunlight to filter in, illuminating the interior of the cave. You notice a lot of black fuel equipment piled in one corner adjacent to a dark tunnel. There's a red totem painted on the wall. The faint scent of rust that hangs in the air makes it clear where the red pigment originated from. When the Nitu approaches the body and it starts to talk to it, you come over too and crash down for a closer examination. It appears that the victim died from an infection resulting from his injuries. While Mananitu keeps talking to the body, you're focused just to the letters written on the body's clothes. It's a name, Monto. Just beside the body, a leather notebook captured your attention. The preparations are now complete, and all that's left is to wait for the final move. The Chief of Stetness continues to place faith in us. If we can only make it until tomorrow. I find myself devoid of any excuses. Perhaps the pages of my unfinished autobiography deserve nothing better than to be consumed by flames. There's no just war. This has always been about high ideals or noble causes. I'm not doing this for the greater good, but for the benefit of a select few. I'm sorry, Minanitu. Hang on a second, I apologize. We should be able to get one ending this video here. The plan has been exposed. I suspect Nyla. She disappeared for too long, but now it doesn't matter. I'm wounded by the chief, and though Mananitu saved me, I don't think I could live any longer. Whoever finds this note, I implore you, continue my mission, destroy the monolith. This is not about the Black Field. We are facing a threat far greater than we ever anticipated. If we allow the Signetis to leave the island and infiltrate our world, the Black Blood Syndrome will spread like wildfire. Humanity will crumble under the weight of this incurable plague. It's a fate we cannot afford. You must complete what I could not. You carry the weight of the world on your shoulders now. Please, destroy the monolith. I'm having a terrible fever. My mind feels clouded. Again, I'm so sorry, Minanitu. Minanitu is still talking to the body when you approach him. As he speaks, he plucks a petal from a plant growing from the body, chewing it through thoughtfully. When he spots you, Minanitu points at the body with excitement, as if suggesting that Monto welcomes you as well. You observe Minanitu engaged in talking to the body of Monto. Although you don't really understand their conversation, Minanitu seems cheerful and happy. Destiny. Ah, that cunning playwright always seeks an opening to add some dramatic flair to your life. Makes you realize just how boring the society we've built really is. Now look at him. I do wonder how he'll react once he knows Monto's true purpose for being here. Will his face be even more wretched and grotesque than it is now? Hey, big dummy, that dead guy right in front of you is here to blow your place sky high. Shut it up, Harkins. Well, Sir Windmill Chaser, and what of your grand intentions? Do you intend to keep the truth under wraps, or do you dare pierce through the storm clouds as that sun ray and illuminate the ugly visage lurking beneath? After all, there's nothing new under the sun. You take a moment to gather your thoughts, then cautiously share with Mananitu the sad reality of Monto's demise. However, Mananitu just stares at you perplexed, his fingers continuously pointing to Monto's body. Ah, when the truth of fate pierces the heart, it's the living favor the escapism of ignorance. Oh, come on, can't you offer something useful to spice up the story with some twists and turns, darling? You produce Monto's notes and gradually deliver the somber details of his reasons and purpose for being here. Yet no matter what you say, Mananitu seems unmoved, that you sense something different about his expression. You gently place Monto's final testament in front of Mananitu. He can't read, so he keeps running his fingers across the words on the note, then he stops at a doodle in the corner. A rough sketch of a bearded face that vaguely resembles Monto. His eyes filled with tears and sorrow, tenderly Mananitu caresses the doodle, then turns to look at Monto, his expression a mix of emotions. Mananitu takes a deep breath and carefully picks Monto up. He turns to you and says, "Friend." He then left the cave with Monto's body in his arms. He trailed behind Mananitu, silently observing as he buries Monto and erects a tomb for him. Afterward, you both stand before the fresh grave in solemn silence. Neither of you speaks. Even though he knows the truth, the young fool still chooses to bury his friend. Oh, the wheel of fate turns faster than the windmill, forsooth. You pay no heed to the raiding Harkins, because upon returning to the cave, a startling discovery awaits you. A hidden trapdoor concealed beneath the spot where Monto's body once lay. You open the trapdoor and see a narrow passage below. As you enter the passage, you find some equipment piled up at the end of the cramped corridor. A conspicuous olive green large case catches your attention, and just as you're about to open it... Oh hey, tread carefully, it's best not to meddle with things you have no idea, my friend. The case is heavy, what's inside? It's the investigation team's wondrous explosive device. One that shatters mountains and uncovers the buried secrets of old. So I advise a rookie like you not touch it. So, do you know how to use it? Of course. But alas, even if I knew how, why should I tell you? Well, since you don't know, looks like I have to find someone who does. Hold on, what did I say I didn't know? I'm just not that good at it, alright? Where would I even find someone like that? You cautiously make your way down the stone staircase, yet at the exit ahead, several tribesmen are standing guard. You can't understand what they say, but a few familiar words in your mother tongue certainly suggest an immediate and crucial ritual about to take place. Okay, actually, we might just do all the videos in the next, or all the endings in the next video. Continuously, you manage to convince them that you are captives brought by Mananitsu to meet the chiefs. As you pass by the guards, their mutterings about sacrifice send chills down your spine. Hopefully it's just your misunderstanding or a result of language. You venture forth through the passage. Ahead an immense pit awaits you. You're at the bottom of the pit. I want to see where the cave leads before we do that. You tread cautiously through the tunnel, ever vigilant for monsters that might be hiding around its corners. The remnants left behind suggest that its passage was likely excavated by humans. After trudging along for a while, the tunnel ahead abruptly comes to a halt, as if the diggers had suddenly abandoned their plan. Under the beams of the flashlight, faint footsteps could be discerned on the ground. They both led in and out of the place, a silent testament to past visitors. You managed to spot a hidden pit in the corner. You aimed the flashlight straight down the pit. The beam of light was unable to penetrate the deep darkness below. While a rope hangs from its side, looking sturdy enough to slide down. You pull out your buckle and secure it to the zip line. After double-checking its fastening, you cautiously shift your weight until you're hanging in midair. All of that supports you now is the rope cinched around your waist. The pit is eerily silent, devoid of any sound from living creatures. You throw a flare down as you see it at the bottom. You take a deep breath and push the buckle, commencing your descent into the unknown depths. After a while, the faint glow of the flare below glows brighter, a reassuring sign that you're approaching the ground. When you finally touch the ground, a wave of relief washes over you. You unclip the buckle and begin to explore. You find a concealed door in the nearby wall. With cautious hands, you push it open, revealing a vast underground space stretching out before your eyes. The grand monolith stands solemnly in the center of the terrain. You crane your neck upward, catching sight of the sky and the encircling mountains that border the pit. I hadn't anticipated that the tunnel and zipline could lead to the bottom of the pit. It must have been a contingency plan put in place by Monto to destroy the monolith. You're here at the bottom of the pit. Mananitsu, who has been accompanying you, suddenly sharpens his expression. His face drawn to a grave mask. Almost instinctively, he brandishes his spear, directing it toward an ominous darkness lurking by your side. Before you can fully grasp the situation, a familiar figure gradually appears from the obsidian veil of darkness. It's O'Quill, standing at the business end of Mananitsu's spear while his own rifle is menacingly aimed at Mananitsu. The standoff diffuses as O'Quill decides to lower his weapon first. He eyes you forward, his silence serving as a loud proclamation of his unwillingness to engage in any conversation. Officer Nyla is in danger. Hurry. This statement is a stark deviation from his usual demeanor. You detect hints of anxiety laced within his words for the first time. All right. Let's go back up and see if we unlocked the option yet. No, we still don't have the option there. Alright, but yeah, that's where we're gonna end it off for today's video. Next time, I think we'll finish off all endings for this module here. But until then, that's where we're gonna leave it off for now, and I'll see you next time when we continue with more depersonalization. Until then, bye!